Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. How exciting we are here for a brand new championship coming at you like Cleopatra. It's the VRC 4C ST. And that is the Virtual Racers Club 4C Sprint Trophy, for those that aren't down with letters and numbers. So we're at Nürburgring Short for this first round in the sexy little 4C Alfa Romeo Group 4 car. Let me read the bump. It'll be clearer then. So what is the 4C Sprint Trophy? The 4C Sprint Trophy 4CST is an 8-week one-make series using the Group 4 Alfa Romeo 4C and is inspired by both the Porsche Super Cup and the Ferrari Challenge. The championship will consist of 24 races at 8 different circuits. Each round begins with a 10-minute qualifying session before 3 sprint races of over 25 miles. Racers will have standing starts with jump starts turned on. Drivers are free to choose their race tyres from the available compounds: hards, mediums, softs. However, all 3 compounds must be used over the 3 races of a round. Pit stops are not allowed during the races, but the tyre wear and fuel rates should enable all drivers to fight for positions when the race enters its final stages. So yeah, they've done the 10-minute qualifying. This is a look back at Tuesday evening's races, and so I'm assuming they just qualify on racing softs and then go into the 3 races of the layout being this first race is the fastest first after 10 minutes of qualifying, into the second race where it'll be a reverse grid and they'll have to obviously change tyres, and then into the third and final sprint race, also a reverse grid standing start, and they'll have to use their last choice of tyre that they've not used previously. There's nothing much else to tell you, I think. The round fastest lap is 3 points, and there's 1 round that's dropped scores. I mean, I could tell you what you've got to look forward to this season throughout the calendar, which starts right here at Nürburgring Short. 12-lap races, 3 of in the early morning, the afternoon, and the evening. Then we'll go on to round 2 at Lago Maggiore West Side for 10 laps. And then round 3 will be racing at Fuji Short for 9 laps. Round 4 will be Blue Moon Infield A Reverse for 13 laps. Round 5 Daytona Raceway for 8 laps. Round 6 Watkins Glen Short for 11 laps. Round 7 St. Croix B for 6 laps. And round 8 will be Suzuka GP for 7 laps. But that's the future. Apparently it was free choice of tyres for quali, so people could qualify whatever tyre they wanted. All 3 sets of tyres must be used over the 3 races. There is no pit stop during a race. VRC's golden rule: always leave space. If cars coming together or think you have, please redress any incidents. Red flag rule is not in force in this series, so if there's a calamity on the first corner, it's you gotta suck it, boy. Right then, that's a lot of ambling and bumbling, so I don't know. Let's have a look at the grid now. I've started looking at the grid and then I stopped myself because I thought, well, you know, I'm seeing things, I can pick it up. We'll take a bit longer on this grid walk. I'll tell you what tyres they're on, because I've wrote it down. So let's have a look at this grid then, these Alfa Romeo 4Cs, and it looks glorious at first glance. On pole position, we have Homesick Alien in the Fanatec Alienware sponsored Alfa Romeo, looking very splendid, all in black. So Homesick Alien gets a pole position after the first qualifying session. On second place on the grid, we have the return of Snorlax. He is back. I think we haven't seen him since the Swifts, and he has gone for a Patronus sponsorship on his Alfa Romeo with Monster. And it looks cracking. I love the wheels that go with the paintwork. That's a cracking stuff from car 98, which is a Snorlax. Third on the grid, car 69 is Shoren, the Russian sensation. Third on the grid, and I am liking what I see here. Very colourful, very nice, and I think he's done the impossible. I think he's gone total non-corporate, and he's used all the non-branded sponsorship, the pretend companies, and he's made it work. Look at that. I like this. Is that silver under there? Is that shiny? I think it is, you know. Look at that. That's a piece of work, that. Shoren, well done. I love it. Pacific Coast Radio being the main sponsor. And you're not going to miss that coming down the road. In fourth place, then, we have Racer Brown. And my God, hasn't he been hit with a bit of creativity? Come on, look at this. It's like shiny and dull all at the same time. That is absolutely beautiful stuff there from Racer Brown. Oh, look at this. Scary. Around the back, a couple of skulls, and he's made the eyes line up. Nice. That's fourth on the grid. Sorry, I haven't told you their tyres. Woo-hoo. Pole for Homesick Alien then. And he is starting on the racing mediums. Snorlax is on second place. And he is starting on the racing hards. That's going to be tough because he's got Shoren here in third, who is starting on the racing softs. So, yes, he's going to be looking racy into that first corner. Racer Brown in fourth is on the racing mediums. He's going middle of the road. Get that choice out of the way. It's not the worst. It's not the best. In fifth place, we have Vincent Hewitt, Big Dan, in a very spicy looking Rich Energy. Well, I think we've seen this one, haven't we? It might have been tweaked, but it's very much like what we saw at Interlagos for the 2.5 hour race. And it did him well there with a podium. Yeah. So well done, Big Dan. He's heading into this race on racing softs. He means to do business. In sixth place, we have Koikap here in a very nice looking white, red and black Alfa Romeo. You can't miss that. And that is absolutely, it's clean, isn't it? It's tidy. That is one tidy looking vehicle. Koikap will be starting on the racing hard tyres. He's hoping for a bit of calamity up ahead to gain spots. Then on seventh spot, we have Jokas, the Polish pilot. Did he recently get like a podium or a win? I don't know. I cannot remember. Things get foggy. But that is a lovely, tidy looking Alfa Romeo, if you ask me. I'm not looking at any of the roofs, but we'll see him in the replay anyway. Then here we go then. It's the Baz. Don't need to look at the car, just need to look at what. You feel seasick yet? No, let's look at the car. Come on, Baz. You have outdone yourself. Look at that. That looks like a race car, doesn't it? That just looks like it means. That means to gain silverware. Little trinkets for the trophy cabinet. So Bazza turning up with his A game on. Cracking stuff. Bazza starting on the racing hard tyres, edging his bets in the beginning here. So in ninth spot, call him Posh, call him Pat. He's driving with the Prada, and it's looking mighty fine there for his Alfa Romeo helping. Beautiful stuff. I love how the Prada sweeps over the airbox. Very cool. Very, very cool. Lovely, lovely. There hasn't been a ropey one yet, has there? After Pat, we have the return of the Flashman. We have not seen him for so long. And here he is. Oh, nice. And again, another one that's gone with the off-brand. I like it. I love it. Wow, it's cracking. I think it's brilliant. Because it works. They've made it work, and it's fantastic. So, drive in for a Nicola Pizza delivery. Hey, I wonder if he's got a pizza on board. You got a pizza in there, Flashman? Hey? Pepperoni? Mm-hmm. So, Flashman returns, and he's starting on the racing hards as well. All of these at the back seem to have edged their bets with some racing hards. And here we have Silver Star, and that's looking crack-a-lacking. Yes, like it. I haven't disliked one yet, has there? There hasn't been a poor one. But great job by all on lovely looking liveries. But it's not the pretty cars you've come to see. Meanwhile, whilst I was ambling on there about liveries, Binks says, morning thingy, looking forward to these beasts tear the track up. Yes, baby. And without further delay then, shall we get on with it? We're looking at pole sitter, homesick, alien. I've told you the tyres. You'll see once we start, it'll be on the bar. Let's get that. So he's on the mediums. Snorlax, remember, on the hards. And Shiren just behind him on the softs. It's going to be all about that first corner action. Homesick pulls away with a great start ahead of Snorlax. Racer Brown gets the jump on Shiren, and Shiren, the soft tyres, maybe a little cooler at the beginning of the race. And I thought Snorlax was going to have a little clip of the alien there, but no. And Homesick Alien clean vibe all the way through there on the medium. Snorlax on the inside of Racer Brown. Racer Brown has to back out of that one and drops down to third, and now Shiren's tyres have warmed up and he wants to get into the action up the inside for Shiren, but it's going to put him on the outside now, and Snorlax saves that second place and stays put with those hard tyres. Remember, great job. Shiren trying to find a way through, and Racer Brown wants to be the inner of their sandwich, but then he's not invited, and now Shiren gets an advantage, but he's on the curbs and has a little swagger and sway. Further down, Racer Brown fourth, Big Dan is up and into fifth, Joker's in sixth, we've got Koikap in seventh, Bazza in eighth. It looks like Koikap having a nibble at Jokus. Jokus a little out wide there, and Koikap through. I don't know if he forced him off the track or not. Bazza's looking up the inside of Jokus, and Jokus we saw had a bit of a wide moment, so lost a bit of grip on them tyres. Pat in ninth, fighting with Flashman. It's the battle of the hard tyres. And down here for 9th, 10th and 11th, Flashman looking like he wants those places ahead of him. Flashman recently getting a win in one of the other series. Homesick Alien has absolutely clouted it. He's leaving them behind. Shiren trying to catch up. The tyre wear that is high. Racer Brown on his medium tyres giving Shiren a run for his money, and the double skull crested Alfa Romeo is still side by side with Shiren. This is crazy town, and it looked like Racer Brown lost the back end, and Shiren lurches forward and into that second spot as Racer Brown settles down for third, and Big Dan's up to fourth. Snorlax has dropped like a brick, and he's on the hard tyres, remember, so it's going to be a struggle. Big Dan then joins the queue there. He's on the soft tyres, Shiren's on the soft tyres, Racer Brown the mediums, Homesick Alien on the mediums, and Koikap is right on the case there. Jokus catching him back up again. Hard tyres versus soft tyres between Jokus and Koikap. Koikap is creeping up to the back of Snorlax. That's Snorlax. There's Koikap. It's not far. And Bazza's right there as well. He's on the hard tyres and he's keeping pace with Jokus. And, Koikap's on the hard tyre as well. So it's Jokus that's losing out on those soft tyres, stuck behind Koikap at the moment. Flashman in ninth on those hard tyres, holding his own up against Pat, and Silverstar has slipped away from the pack. Oh dear, Silverstar, what has gone amiss here? Homesick Alien is some distance from the front as well. He's driving in a race of his own. Shiren, though, is catching. with a Racer Brown in tow. Sharen's tyres will bullet themselves before the end of the race, I guarantee it, and so will Big Dan's. That is the jeopardy. The softs will, well, they shouldn't last the whole race. It'll be interesting to see. Maybe he's altered now. Snorlax's hards barely have bedded in yet. He's holding fifth, well, with Koikarp also on the hards in sixth. Jokus is the man out of place at the moment on those soft tyres. He needs to get moving. He needs to get business done while his tyres are in the window. Bazza behind on the hard tyres as well, with Flashman on those hard tyres, and Pat's closed right up on Flashman. Flashman did a 37.6 last time around. The mistake has been made on this lap. We're early into the lap, and Pat is all up and in Flashman's business. He wants a piece of that pizza. Flashman off the racing line, defending, and Pat just waiting for his moment to go in for the kill, and at the moment comfortably sat behind Flashman, holding pace with him. Homesick still leads from Sharen. Racer Brown in third, and now Pat's going mowing, and that's lost him the ground that he's made up on Flashman there, and he could do without that, but he is on the hard tyres. There's barely any grip for these boys. Homesick Alien, meanwhile, is not getting it all his own way, because Sharen is catching him. Sharen's got the fastest lap. He did a 32.4 last time around. Homesick a 32.7. What can Homesick Alien do now on these medium tyres? Bigger bagger, boom, 32.1. Sharen smashes in a 31.5. Racer Brown at the moment currently 32.9, but he's in trouble from Big Dan, who's on the soft tyres. Big Dan closing in, and Big Dan using them skulls as a target to try and hit that. So Sharen's fastest man on the track at the moment. He's trying to catch up with the Alien, and it'll be all change of the tyres for the next race. And we're already on lap 4 of 12. This race is going to be done in the blink of an eye, and it's been a non-stop. Snorlax at the moment has got to be happy. 5th place with the hard tyre. He's doing 34s. Jokus now has got by Koikarp. Jokus now freed up to try and push his 4C. He's now got to try and catch up with Snorlax and be at least ahead all of the hard tired runners. And Racer Brown on and Homesick on those mediums. I don't know if they're touchable today. Koikarp though keeping pace with Jokus. Jokus' tyres slowly going away from him, and he's pulling it out now. He's getting the gap. Koikarp, I think, had a little bit of grip issue in the last corner, but he's got a nice gap between himself and the Baz. The Baz did a 35.1 last time. Koikarp doing a 34.5. If he keeps that pace up, he can keep Bazza exactly where he needs him in his pocket. Flashman 37.2 from Flashman, but he's dropped Pat, and Pat is heading towards Silverstar. Silverstar doing a 37.1 as well there. The hard tyre not impressing some of the guys out there. Homesick Alien a 32.1, but you can see Sharen is closing in on the 4C of Homesick Alien. The Alien Aware Fanatec sponsored Alpha is being hunted, and there's no one behind. Where has Racer Brown gone? Racer Brown was trying to keep pace with Sharen, but now he is struggling with that pace, and Big Dan just hasn't got the job done, but he's going faster and faster. His car gets lighter, and Racer Brown could definitely be in trouble with that podium by the end of this race. The first race of the round, we do not know. I mean, Homesick Alien knows he's tested quite a lot, but we don't know what the tyres will do come the end of the race. Snorlax at the moment still holding 5th place with those hard tyres, but Jokus now is getting into the swing of it. He's knocking 33s out on the reg, and he's catching up with Snorlax. Snorlax may not get that 5th after all. Koikarp coming along for the ride, hoping to pick up some pieces from the Jokus and Snorlax battle that we've got pending. Sharen then, he's not quite closed up the gap yet from the Alien. Big Dan is right there. There's 2 little battles brewing, as well as the the Jokus and Snorlax battle coming up in the future. Jokus, Snorlax is skidding closer. Koikarp not that far behind. Shiren then is the corners where he's going to be making up the ground on the Alien, and he's not doing it. We're on lap 6. This is the halfway point of the race. And Shiren, you can see, getting a lot better on those apexes, getting more out of the grip of the tyre, closing the gap to the Alien. It'll be heavy braking again, and Shiren can brake a little later than the Alien. The Alien not quite touching the apex, and Shiren easily getting that car over to where he wants it to be. And Homesick Alien, how long can he keep this up? How defensive can he go on those medium tyres against Shiren? Another purple sector for Shiren. And how is the Racer Brown and Big Dan battle doing? Big Dan, famous for destroying his tyres at the moment. They're staying in there. We're halfway, and they're probably a little over halfway torn up. Racer Brown's pulled a 32.8 out the bag last time around. Big Dan at 32.5, so he is closing in. Snorlax at the moment still ahead of Jokus, but Jokus on his upward trajectory that we've seen him on this race, looking to get another scalp before the checkered flag comes out, and Jokus is closing. Oh, no, we've got changes, let's go back. Like David Bowie says, changing and face the rain. Changes. So Homesick Alien is on the medium tyre. Remember, the medium tyre is holding in there with where. Oh, and he bounced over the curbs a little bit. The back end wants to swing out, sister, and Shiren just said thank you very much, and scoops up the lead. And Homesick Alien then slipping down to second, and I think he just hit the curb a little too wrong there, a little hard. The car bounced, and then the back end just wants to meet the front and say hiya. Racer Brown still ahead of Big Dan. Big Dan chipping away at 32.6 last time from Big Dan, 32.3 from Racer Brown. Unbelievable stuff on those medium tyres. Snorlax has been caught, it's official. Jokus has caught up with Snorlax. Snorlax on those hard tyres. He's going for a very late one. Wowzers. Wow, that was brave from Jokus. He was not messing around at all. He came from an absolute mile and a half back and just committed. My word, shall we watch it on the outside? Because that was something, I don't know how he made it. And Jokus, he got out the stamp here. He licked it already and thought, damn, I've got to send it. And he sent it, and he didn't hit anyone. He didn't drive off the road, just about kept it in. My word. Well done, Jokus. I don't know how much control you had in that, or how much say you had. If it was a fluke or what, but wowzers. Great driving from Jokus. Jokus now up and into fifth, but the tyres are only going to go one way, baby. Down. So Snorlax, oh, they're fresh, baby. His tyres are cool as. So all he has to do is stay with the Jokus until those tyres die, as what Homesick Alien is probably thinking. Stick with the Shiren. We're on 7 laps of 12, and Shiren's tyres over halfway cooked. Homesick Alien will know this and is sticking with his foe. Racer Brown at the moment still ahead, but Big Dan looks like he's starting to slip back, and that tyre wear may start to become a concern for Big Dan. Jokus as well, the tyre wear starting to be concerning for him, as Snorlax just sat in that pocket behind him, sitting pretty with a smile on his face, thinking your tyres are gonna die. Further down then, Koikarp in 7th place, and he's not being bothered whatsoever by the Baz. In fact, it looks like he's pulled away from the Baz, even though he's lost ground to that battle ahead of him with Snorlax. I think you can still see him down the end of the straight, and there is the Baz just coming around that final corner. And the Baz 39.3 there. He had a tough lap that last lap. Flashman, can he close in on the Baz? He did a 37. He's been doing regular 37s here. Another one. And that is Mr. Consistent from Flashman. Pat 37. He's managed to 36 out the car, but it's been very random lap times for Pat. And Silver Star He's doing regular 38s. He didn't really lose a huge amount of time. I don't know how he's ended up as far back as he has. It's not like one lap is ridiculously longer than any other. 37.7 for Silver Star. He's on his way, and here we can see Sharen's tyres barely clinging on to life. Homesick Alien staying with the Russian. He is not messing around, ladies and gents. Racer Brown in third. Is he catching up the battle as well? Racer Brown does look to be catching up the Alien, I believe. So we could have a three-way battle if Sharen has to get his elbows out and do a little defensive drive in lap 9 of 12 with Homesick Alien bearing down on the Russian. The Russian using his racing soft tyres in this first race. Homesick on the racing mediums. At this point, the racing softs probably don't feel like such a good idea, and I imagine the car wobbling around all over the place. It's like driving on gravy. My word. Racer Brown then, and he'll be pushing on. He's got 3 more laps to try and catch up that battle for the lead. Big Dan's still in the mix, but his tyres are going the wrong way. Joker still ahead of Snorlax, but the tyres again are coming to the end of their life, and Snorlax, all he has to do is stay with the Joker. But Koikarp looks like he's closing in. 35.3 from Koikarp. Snorlax at 34.3, so no, Koikarp not any faster than Snorlax. The Baz 35.4, and he's holding station ahead of Flashman, who is looking untroubled for that 9th spot, with Pat in 10th. And Silverstar barely even using his tyres today. So Sharen, he's going to be feeling every little tweak of that car as he pulled. No, Homesick still with him. But Sharen now will be in that zone where he's worrying about the back end, nervous that it might step out from him, and feeling every single bump in the road as he tries to stay ahead of Homesick Alien. 3rd place, Racer Brown doesn't seem to be pulling away anymore from Big Dan. Big Dan driving around the problem of his tyre wear and managing to stick with those same times. There's a yellow flag. What is the yellow flag? Oh, it's Silverstar. He's had a small off. It's not caused anything up here. He's just waiting to let the field through. Here comes Big Dan. And now I think Silverstar has got the space to get back on track. Or has he? Because it's Joker's coming next. He gets through, and Snorlax does as well. Snorlax still waiting for Joker's tyres to die. And Koikarp then comes across. And poor old Silverstar's having to wait for everyone. Having to wait for the whole field. He might be able to get moving after this one. The Baz, and there he goes. He gets moving before Pat comes across him. Sharen still leads. He's still got a sliver of tyre left. Homesick Alien hasn't budged, has he? He's kept his lap times consistent, and he stayed with the back of Sharen. Apart from bouncing over the curbs, he hasn't put a foot wrong today. Racer Brown pushing on. He had to get scrappy in the first lap or two. Cost him some time on the leaders. And now he's been playing catch-up ever since. Look at him leaning on the suspension of that Alpha as he takes it through that final corner way too fast. Beautiful stuff. He gets away with it, though. Big Dan chasing him down. And Big Dan will be keeping one eye on that tyre. Look, he dropped 2 seconds in that lap alone. Is that the tyre wear or a mistake? Here comes Jokers as well with his tyre wear woes in his out for us all to see. He goes across the line. He goes faster than Big Dan. He's holding time. Snorlax then sticking with him. And it's just a waiting game for Snorlax, but he's only got 2 more laps. And that waiting game, he might have to get a little impatient and nudge things along. He might have to push onto Jokers as Jokers' tyres die. Koikarp's been caught. Oh my gosh, what's happened? Koikarp dropped a big chunk of time there, and now Bazza is in the fight. Bazza's in the fight for a position. Koikarp again, the back end away from him, and Bazza getting his head down, could crack on here and gain a position from Koi. Flashman in 9th. No man's bothering Flashman today. Chillaxing in his Alpha. Pat in 10th place. with Silver Star holding 11th. Oh, Homesick's ahead. Sorry, I am sorry. So here we go. The tyres, always a problem, always a worry come the end of the race, and Shiren just couldn't build a big enough gap, and there goes the grip, and there goes Homesick Alien through and up and into. No, Shiren still holding his own on the inside. Homesick Alien, though, still there on the outside, and now Homesick has the inside and the lead back again. And Shiren hasn't got the tyres to mount an attack, or has he? He's coming down the toe. He's getting the toe into the corner, but the dirty air around the corner and lack of grip on the tyres means he's gone out wide again, but he's on the attack. He is looking up the outside of the Alien. In the chicane would be a brave move to try it there, but he knows Homesick Alien hits the chicane hard. But Homesick Alien then has got the lead. What are we going into the final lap? And Shiren is right on the bumper. This is absolute nail-biting stuff here from Shiren and Homesick Alien. Racer Brown seems to have shaken away from Big Dan now, and it's Racer Brown trying to catch Shiren as Shiren's tyres slowly dissipate. Big Dan in 4th, Joker still holding his own up ahead of Snorlax, but his front left tyre has totally gone. It's shot. And Snorlax will be wanting to use this final lap to get the move done. Koikarp looks like he's pulled a little bit away from the Baz, but the Baz still applying pressure to Koikarp. And how long can Koikarp keep it up as Flashman cruises around in 9th, Pat in 10th, and Silverstar in 11th. But it's Homesick Alien. He's pulling away from Shiren. Shiren's tyres are not quite dead, but they're nearly dead. It's down to Racer Brown. Can he catch Shiren before the checkered flag? I think Shiren may have done enough to stay ahead of the Brown as Homesick Alien brings it up and along the straight up to the final chicane into the final corner. And it's going to be race 1, round 1 goes to the Alien. Shiren, though, very close, looking to get something out of this. But it's Homesick Alien through the chicane. And it's Homesick, and Joker's still ahead of Snorlax. We will go back to it before they cross the line. But Homesick Alien around the final corner in the Fanatec Alien Wear X Alfa Romeo. And a great job, well done by the Alien. Cracking stuff. Shiren so close in 2nd. And Racer Brown, take a boo, you son of a gun. Big Dan, great drive there on the softs for 4th place. Kept it in there. And gets himself a cracking 4th, best of the rest. And here it is, Joker's just holding off Snorlax all up and in his business. And it's Joker's grabs 5th ahead of Snorlax, so close. Koikarp then ahead of the Baz and holding his own against the hard-tired Belgium behind him. And there you go, that wasn't that big a distance. Koikarp in 7th, the Baz gets 8th. Flashman, oh, had a tough lap, that last lap. Has that given Pat anything? Not enough, though. It was a little too late. And Flashman then giving up a lot of time on lap 11. Comes around the final corner. Welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. A lovely 9th place. Superb. And I'll have a pepperami, a meat feast, actually. Fantastic stuff. Pat bringing it around the final corner. Probably not the first race he would have wanted, but still, it's been a cracking race for all of us. Silverstar already finishing in 11th. As we saw, he was at the side of the road waiting for the traffic. So, first blood goes to Homesick Alien with Shiren in 2nd and Racer Brown in 3rd. Big Dance finishes 4th. Jokus, a great drive there, had to come from the back and fought his way all the way up and into 5th place. Snorlax in 6th. Great drive on the Racing Hard tyres. Our top hard boy finisher. Welcome back again, Snorlax. It's nice to see you. Koikarp, a great drive, consistent in 7th. Ahead of the Baz in 8th, and now these guys are freed up to get some fast tyres on their cars, as is Flashman, Pat, and Silverstar. Question is, what tyres are they going to go for? There's only one way to find out, isn't there? So let's watch Pat cross the line. Ooh. Well done, Pat. Got it. Good. There you go. It has timed out. So we will grab race 2. Don't look in the top corner because top right hand corner, because it tells you the results. Don't ask me why. I think they tell you the starting positions. Don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look. I didn't look. I hope you didn't look. Right, I'm going to pause it and get the information up because we've got to look at the tyres. We've got to look at their tyres. We've got to look at who's where. Binks in the chat saying, great to see Flashman back. I know, he used to be a Sunday runner with us, wasn't he? He used to run in the Sunday leagues. The cool leagues, Binks, you know. So, starting on pole position, we have Silver Star. He's used the hards this time round. He's going for the racing mediums. Look, I've got a pen and a bit of paper. I'm writing them down. Pat, starting in second, he is going for the racing softs. Flashman will be starting third, and he is going for the racing softs. It's racy up at the front here with Pat and Flashman on the softs. Silver Star having to defend with the mediums. Bazza, he's gone for a set of mediums. He's saving those softs for the last round. Koikarp has gone for mediums as well. He's doing the same thing. Saving them softs for the last round. Snorlax, who's already used the hard tyre, is going to be on the mediums as well, is he? Racing mediums, saving them softs for the final race. Jokas in 7th, and he is going for a set of racing hard tyres. Interesting stuff. This mixes it up. So Jokas on the racing hard tyres. Big Dan in 8th. Will be starting on racing hard tyres with Racer Brown. Did I miss Bazza off? Yeah, racing medium. Sorry. I was up to Big Dan. I've done Big Dan. Sorry, guys. Racer Brown then. He's starting on the racing hard tyres. Sharen will be starting on racing hards. Sitting at the back of the field, maybe they're hoping some carnage ahead. And Homesick Alien also starting on the racing hard. So the big boys, the big hitters, are all saving those soft tyres. Well, not Sharen, but all the rest of them are saving them soft tyres for the final round. We'll look at Flashman, Silver Star. He's on the medium tyres, remember. And he's got Pat and Flashman behind him on the softs. And we're away. And it's a good start from Silver Star, but Flashman has got a fire in his caboose. And he was flying, but he is not fast enough to get up ahead. And he's braked early there into the corner, causing a bit of a cascade. Pat's gone in late, and he's got ahead of he's got ahead of Silver Star. Silver Star must have gone a little late into the braking there. God, it's pinging around all over the place. Pat, then there's been chaos, hasn't there? Pat, Bazza, right? Hang on. Who are we watching? We'll watch Silver Star. So Silver Star, we got him. He's on the medium tyres. I think it all started with Flashman braked early in front of Baz. Baz had to move out the way. Pat come in late on the brakes but got it stopped. Then we've got Flashman all mixing in there as well. Then we've got a whole cascade of cars here where I think Homesick... No. Oh, it was Flashman that ended up off of the road. Where is he? There he goes. So somehow Flashman ended up off of the road. Oh, he got a little clip in there, I think, from Koikarp. I don't think it was anything to do with Koikarp. I don't think you could do anything in that situation. I've lost it now. I'm trying to find him. Where's Koi? There's Homesick. There's Koi's in the middle there. Oh, Koi just got a bit of a slide on. And that took Flashman way out of contention. My word, what an absolute thrilling and carnage of a start. But now we've got Bazza in the lead. I've got to go back again, sorry. Because it was Pat, wasn't it? So Pat leads. There we saw Flashman just go. So Pat then, Oh, and Baz gets him up the inside with the medium tyre. Pat on the soft. He should have more grip. Both of them miles off the track, but it's great. Bazza then leads from Pat in second. Joker's making his way up to third with those hard tyres. Great stuff. Racer Brown in fourth. It's three. Look at the jumble of cars we've got coming through the corner here, and where it connects the two tracks back together. Shiren, he's just had a little bump up the backside, I think, there from Big Dan. Homesick is in fifth, starting to level out now. So Bazza leads. Come on, Baz, on the medium tyres. Pat chasing him on the soft tyres. Joker's absolutely legend status at the moment on the hard tyres. Racer Brown chasing him down also on the hard tyres in fourth. Homesick Aliens on those hard tyres up in fifth. Shiren also on the hard tyres in sixth. Snorlax on the medium tyres. He's got a lot of cars he's got to try and get past, and Snorlax, he's going to try as he gives Shiren a little love bump to let him know he's there. We've got some battling here with Silverstar and Big Dan. Big Dan on the hard tyres. Silverstar coming back at him on the medium tyres. Silverstar up the inside. It's side by side as they come down the straight, battling for 8th and 9th here. And it's onto the brakes for Silverstar, and he's got the grip on Big Dan, and he's got the move done. But Big Dan's coming through. Big Dan has the overpass, and then no, where am I going? Jesus, this is hard work. Big Dan's got it. Where is Big Dan? No, he hasn't. He's slipped behind. Even Koikarp's got past. Oh, this is crazy. So Silverstar doing a great job there, and Big Dan losing a position to Koikarp. Koikarp on those medium tyres as well, and he's going for a move on Silverstar as well, with all that carnage at the beginning of the race, and Silverstar's gone a little wide there. Big Dan's sat right behind him, but Big Dan's back end wants to go, and that gives Flashman the opportunity to get back in this race. And Flashman then has a look, and it's all cascaded up there from Silverstar. Cracking stuff. There is a race everywhere. I've got to look. Bazza, he's pulling away from Pat at the moment. Racer Brown in pursuit. Jokers, oh yeah, so Racer Brown, I think, has got past Jokers, has he? Snorlax catching up, he said, on the medium tyres. Homesick Alien slipped back, I think. So Snorlax on those medium tyres going for a move in the chicane you wouldn't think possible, and he's backed out of it. Joker's still there in fourth place, trying to make a wedge between himself and Snorlax, but Snorlax on the faster tyre is trying to get through. He's out wide, but they're side by side coming down the final straight, and Homesick Alien having to defend from Shiren. They're all in the toe of each other. This is going to be bonkers when they go into the first corner. I hope they remember to brake a little early for the toe. They've got a wind against them, though. Oh, Homesick Alien seeing the corner of what's that? Who's that? Snorlax or Jokers? Sorry, Jokers, I think, ahead. But Homesick Alien losing out to Shiren, but Shiren's out wide, giving Homesick Alien the opportunity to try and get up the inside. But now Shiren has got the inside line, and it's all gravy. No, because Homesick Alien comes through with a perfect line and whips that position away. Jokers on the hard tyres. He's lost the position to Snorlax. Snorlax is a man on the move. He's determined. Racing. Racer Brown's got the fastest lap. Pat's on them soft tyres, chasing down the Baz, who's doing a mighty fine job. Big Dan slipped to the back with Flashman and Silverstar all in this lovely little battle. And Big Dan on the hard tyre, Flashman's on the soft, Silverstar on the mediums. Then we've got Koikarp, who is absolutely caning it out there. He is on legendary status, trying to chase down Shiren, who's back behind Homesick. I think we saw the move done. Homesick going for a move on Jokers there for 5th place. Homesick Alien winning the first round, and he gets the move done nicely. Up the inside of Jokers, same tyres. Snorlax has got to get a move on, because there's some very fast hard tyre runners coming through. Shiren also optimising on Homesick Alien's overtake of Jokers, trying to get through as well. That is a lovely shot of Jokers and Shiren's car. I love the patterns on their bonnets together. They've all done a fantastic job with deliveries, it's got to be said. And Jokers then on those hard tyres, he's got to watch out for Koikarp, because Koikarp is a man on the move. We're on lap 4 of 12. This is race 2 of 3, round 1, and we haven't had a moment's rest here. The racing has been hard and fast. Bazza leads from Pat. Pat's on the soft tyre. He's got to get past Baz early doors before those tyres go away from him. We've got Racer Brown chasing them down. Then Snorlax on the medium tyre. He's chasing Racer Brown. Racer Brown on the hard tyre. And Snorlax a little faster, is he? A 34.0 for Racer Brown the last time around. And a 34.3 from Snorlax. So Snorlax has got to find a bit of extra pace if he wants to catch up Racer Brown. Homesick Alien, solid fifth at the moment with Shiren chasing him down. And that is Koikarp. He's got the move done on Jokers. Koikarp has looked exceedingly fast in this round on those racing medium tyres. It's like a beast has been unleashed inside that Alfa Romeo, and now he's looking to make the moves on Shiren and Homesick Alien. Meanwhile, Snorlax closing in maybe on Racer Brown, who's closing in on Pat. Pat must have made a mistake on that lap. He's given up some ground to Racer Brown. He's on the soft tyre. He can't be affording to give a Racer Brown anything, and Racer Brown is absolutely looking like he's going in for the kill. Nearly. No, Pat's soft tyre saves him once again, but the back end sliding away from Pat slightly there on the accelerator, and that gives Racer Brown all the incentive he needs to say goodbye. I can't say it. There's a song where it's all goodbyes in different languages. It might even be from Sound of Music. So that's a Racer Brown. No, Racer Brown hasn't got the move done on Pat. Pat surviving only just. Racer Brown putting his car where it needs to be, but he just can't get the grip down on the accelerator with those hard tyres. Pat with the soft tyres, but Pat's gone wide now. Pat's shot the bolt. No, Racer Brown's still behind. And this is stunning stuff here we've got from Pat, and it's helping Bazza out no end. Absolutely great stuff for the Baz. We're on lap 5, and he's pulling out a huge gap in the lead as Pat, Racer Brown, and now Snorlax on those medium tyres. Snorlax is the fastest man on track, and he's going for the move on Racer Brown. Pat's not on the road, just about. Snorlax's back end is gathering up, and it's woo. Release the pressure valve. This race has got it all. So Pat still in second. Snorlax now in third, ahead of Racer Brown. Homesick Alien holding on to fifth. Koikarp's got the move done on Shiren. We should watch Koikarp for a while because he is on fire, baby. And Koikarp then up and into sixth place with those medium tyres. Next on his list is Homesick Alien. Can he close the gap on race one's winner? We shall see. Shiren in 7th place ahead of Jokers, who is not happy on the hard tyres. Big Dan's elevated himself ahead of Flashman. Flashman and Silverstar having an absolute cracking battle. Flashman seemed to slow down a little bit there. I don't know, we had a lag spike. But Silverstar and Flashman absolutely entangled. No wonder Big Dan wanted to get out of Dodge, because them two are at it. It's great stuff. So Silverstar just ahead of the returning Flashman, and they are absolutely having a cracking one. Silverstar recently winning in another series. Oh, and Flashman went late on the brakes there, and Silverstar was on the outside of him, and they're both off the road mowing the lawn. Bazza leads from Pat with Snorlax in third, Racer Brown in fourth, and Homesick Alien is catching them all. Homesick Alien, that's the news, is catching them. Koikarp also 34.0 for Koikarp last time around. Homesick Alien a 33.7. Would you Adam and Eve it? Racer Brown 36.6. Not a great lap for him. He was in that big battle with Snorlax and Pat though. Pat crosses the line at 33.9. Snorlax a 34.0. Racer Brown 34.3. Homesick Alien a 33.5. And Koikarp a 34.0, Shiren a 34.3. It's all closing up in the final stages of this race, and Jokers is there as well. Big Dan, little distance away, and he's having Flashman's race today for race 2, just no bothers. Silverstar is ahead of Flashman after Flashman making that mistake on the brakes, but it's the Baz who's the story today. Big Baz making big news. Snorlax is past Pat. Snorlax has got himself past Pat. Shall we look at it? So there he's going for the inside, and it looks like it's easy pickings for Snorlax onto the brakes. Lurches ahead of the Alpha, and Snorlax gains the position ahead of Pat and Racer Brown. will be looking to do that next. Pat's tyres slowly going away from him, and he's struggling for grip out there in third place, and he's going to find himself in free fall pretty soon with Racer Brown, Homesick, Koikap and Shiren all queued up behind. And Pat has got to race. He's got to dig deep here. We're only on lap 7. He's still got 5 laps to go, and those tyres are only going one way. Snorlax then, can he catch the Baz? He is the fastest man, 33.3 he's managed, but Bazza did a 33.5 last time around. So Bazza has more than enough in his pocket for the Snorlax, but Snorlax is relentless. And here we go, Pat and Racer Brown battling for that final podium position, and Racer Brown is through. Racer Brown is through, and now Pat's got to be wary of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien going up against the red and black cars. Pat still hoping to get that position back. Racer Brown having to stay to the inside to stay very defensive, but he gets the job done now. And now he can choose his racing line, but Pat's thinking about having a look up the inside of him in the curvy bits of the track, the tighter section where the soft tyres. Oh, and a big squirrel there from Pat. He had to get right out of that one, and I think Homesick had to get out of it as well. He was right there, and I think Homesick had to avoid, and Koikap catching a little bit and giving Racer Brown an opportunity to pull a few car lengths ahead as Homesick Alien then tries to get by Pat. Pat tries to close the door, but it's a little too late. Homesick's already there, but Homesick backs out of it, and now he's through, I'm sure. Still no, Pat fighting every last inch of tarmac that he's got available to him, and Homesick Alien now has to keep an eye on Koikap just behind, sat on board with 6th place Koikap, and we've got Shiren behind us as well. It's all very tight as Pat tries to defend from the Alien, but the Alien goes very inside, and Homesick Alien through. Is he though? Because Pat's coming back at him. They're nearly side by side. Pat's going to try and late break it into the corner. He could slide into the Alien. He could take them both out. He gets through. There is a little contact there, but all's fair in loves and war. And Koikap trying an opportune moment as well to get past the Alien. And now the Alien has found himself in a position where he's having to defend and fight. At the same time, he's going for another move on Pat. He cannot be stuck behind Pat anymore. He's seeing Racer Brown disappearing in the distance. And Pat's wide. Homesick Alien's got it, but Pat's got the inside line again, and Pat is absolutely racing it. Koikap in 6th with Shiren in 7th. He's joined the party, and it's anyone's game at the moment. And now Homesick Alien does lurch ahead of Pat, and he's got the move done, and Homesick Alien will try and get as far away from all of this as he possibly can, as Shiren and Koikap side by side coming down behind Pat. And it's who's going to be, and it's Shiren trying to go around the outside of Pat. Pat's in the middle of the both of them. It's crazy stuff now. Koikap's got the gap, and Shiren feels like he's boxed in. He's stuck behind Pat as Koikap gets the move done, and Shiren loses out there. He looked like Shiren had got the move done, but got boxed in behind Pat as Koikap, it opened up for Koikap, and now Shiren tries to get the move done on Pat. Pat's tyres must be absolutely spent. They're done. And it's only lap 9 of 12. Who's he got behind him? Jokus. Not too far behind. Pat's got to be wary. He can't pull any sudden moves with those tyres. And Shiren then getting through. So Racer Brown, Snorlax. Snorlax isn't that far ahead of Racer Brown. What's happened? Has he had a bad lap? A 34.7, not terrible. A second or so. Racer Brown pulling a 34.1 out of his back. I didn't know that Snorlax and Racer Brown was that close. Look at the Baz go, 33.7. He's not messing about, you know. He's on lap 10 of 12, and he's staring down the barrel of a champagne gauntlet. Racer Brown, he fancies a bit of Snorlax today, but Snorlax on the medium tyres, and they do seem to hold on a little better. We saw from Racer Brown and Homesick Alien. There's Homesick Alien. Can he push that car to be able to get into the race that Racer Brown is in with Snorlax at the moment? Koikap following him through. Koikap having an absolute blast of a race, this one. Shiren looking at the back of Koi, and look at the point spread already. already from the first race to the second race. The points are spread lovely. Pat then, his tyres are dead. He's got Jokers behind him. Jokers did a 35.8 last time around. Pat did a 37.2. He's got to just try not to lose too much time. Koikarp's kicking up a load of dust. And that's Pat back up and into 6th place as Koikarp makes a small mistake coming around the corner and Shiren is through. Oh, was that a racing thing? So there's Koi. Gone back about 20 seconds, probably too far. No, because Shiren and Koi weren't that close. I thought maybe it was a bit of racing between the two of them. No, it's just Koi goes a little too deep. Shiren gets the position, and so does Pat. And I bet Pat appreciates that. Koikarp then in 7th. Can Jokers catch Koikarp? Koikarp though on the medium tyre, the superior tyre. So even if a Jokers does close up to the back of Koi, you would expect Koi, with the pace he's been showing as well, to be able to easily stay ahead of Jokers. He's got a bit of a mucky patch on his tyres at the moment. He's got to clear up those tyres, and then he'll be back on his way. Big Dan on those racing hard tyres. He's been doing good lap times. I just think he got all jumbled up in that commotion at the beginning. Flashman back ahead of Silver Star. Silver Star doing his fastest lap last time around, but quite a way behind Flashman, so I don't know what happened there. Big Dan crossing the line, start lap 11. So Bazza still leads. Phew. Racer Brown, he's gone for the move on Snorlax. Snorlax tyres must be an issue as Racer Brown goes 4th and pulls 2nd place away from Snorlax. And I thought those medium tyres was going to look after Snorlax all the way to the end. He's done a couple of 34s, and Racer Brown's been smashing 33s out, so there you go. Homesick Alien isn't that far as well away. We've got 2 laps left, including this one. Shiren is in the mix, and anything could happen. Koikarp in 6th, Jokers in 7th. Pat's dropped again behind Koikarp and Jokers, so Pat struggling. Can he stay ahead of Big Dan? It's a big gap. No, not if he drives like that. He's got to watch himself. He's just got to try and bring that baby home as neat as possible. He's got no tyres. He's just got to try and brake early and just feather the accelerator through the corners. Just survive. It's survive now. Big Dan's closing in. So Pat's clinging on. Joker's there in 7th. Koikarp in 8th. Oh no, 6th, sorry. Shiren 5th. Homesick Alien in 4th. They're on their final lap now. Snorlax losing ground to Racer Brown. Racer Brown absolutely flying at the moment. No, Snorlax getting closer. Snorlax bringing it to Racer Brown in the final lap. The Baz just driving this one. His heart must be in his mouth. His bum must be twitching like never before. And this one is down to merit. This is Bazza driving his pants off, and what a great drive we've had from the Belgium at the moment. Racer Brown and Snorlax giving it their all for the 2 final podium positions, and Homesick Alien just couldn't quite close in. Another one that got stuck up in the malaise at the beginning. Shiren in 5th. Koikarp 6th. He was ahead of Shiren, but he had a little off. Pat's off the road. Oh no, Jokers has disappeared. Oh no, Jokers is there, sorry. So here comes the Baz up and into the final corner to cross the line as race 2 winner of round 1. It is the Baz. Look at him go. Cracking stuff, Bazza. Racer Brown gets 2nd place, and Snorlax, take a boo, my son, 3rd. Homesick Alien, the winner of the first race, gets 4th. Shiren coming home in 5th place. Wow, what a race. Koikarp getting himself a great 6th. Ahead of Jokers, who gets 7th place. I'm sure he'll take that on the hard tyre. Big Dan getting 8th. I bet he didn't even believe he'd get that. Pat throwing it off near the end there. Still ahead of Flashman for 9th place. It's not the worst. And Flashman coming home.
Bazza's going to treat his alloys to some expensive polish after that one. Well done, Bazza.
So Flashman coming home in 10th spot. Great drive from Flashman. And Silver Star taking 11th, not quite on top of the Alfa Romeo yet. Man and machine have not melded together, but it will come. We've seen Silver Star get wins in the VRC, so it's just a matter of time till he gets used to his new wheel as well. He's got a new wheel he's having to get used to. I think this might have been the first time he used his new wheel as well. So he's got a new wheel to get used to, and he's got to get used to this car. But like Binko says, I bet Bazza's going to treat his alloys to some expensive polish after that one. Well done, Bazza. Oh, aye. Great drive from the Baz to take win race number 2. Racer Brown getting a gutsy second place. He had to fight for that. And Snorlax rounding out that podium. Great drive from Snorlax as well, taking the fastest lap of the race, even though he's on the medium tyre. Homesick Alien, best of the rest, in 4th place. And Shiren grabbing himself 5th, unexpected 5th. It looked like he was easily beaten by the medium-clad Koikarp, but Koikarp just going a little wide there, hadn't made a mistake all race, and just made that one small mistake cost him, and a position at least. But 6th place for Koikarp. Jokus in 7th, couldn't maintain up there. He got himself in a great position early on in the race, but the hard tyres just not enough grip for him to stay in position. Big Dan came from the very back and up and into 8th place, kept his head down and let everyone have trauma around him, and he come through for 8th spot. Pat in 9th held the podium position for so long. We was hoping that those tyres would stay in, but it looked like the final 2 laps the tyres just waved goodbye, and so did all of Pat's grip. Flashman, a good consistent drive there to get himself 10th place. And Silver Star, like I said, still getting used to his new toys. But when he is, watch out, world. And we have one more race to go here at Nürburgring Short. It's a nice little track, isn't it? Nice little compact track, fun, good racers. And here we go then. Remember, don't spoil it for yourself. Don't be a spoiler. Don't look at the right corner. Top right. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. And here we go then. Again, pause, because we've got to look who's on what tyre. Although I probably could just work it out, but I'm lazy, so I won't. So again, Silver Star on the front row, and he is using the only tyre he has not used yet. And that is the Racing Soft tyre. Flashman has gone for a medium set. That's the only set available to him. Pat also on a medium set, and you know the mediums are a bit better than the softs. Remember, them softs go, although Silver Star is the tyre whisperer and he doesn't really wear them out, so it'll be interesting. Then we've got Big Dan starting in 4th place, and he hasn't used the racing mediums, so he's on the racing mediums. Jokas hasn't used mediums, so he is on the racing mediums. Koikarp hasn't used the racing softs, and he is on the racing softs. Shiren is on the racing mediums. And that is correct, Shiren. Look, they're all kept track of their tyres really well. Homesick Alien is starting on the racing softs. Snorlax also on the racing softs. Racer Brown in 10th, also racing softs. Good luck, boys. And the Bazza starting from the back on Racing Softs. There's going to be some very used rubber out there come the end of this race. So Silverstar on the Racing Softs should start well, but that soft tyre doesn't stay there. It goes by lap 10. And it's a go here for race 3, and Silverstar leads them away, but Flashman, a great start from Flashman, and Flashman goes ahead before the first corner. A great start, but no, Flashman early on the brakes, and Silverstar's in there. But, and it's a bit of a bumper chunker with Jocus coming through as well. And it's Silverstar that leads from Big Dan. Where was Big Dan? I think he was 4th. He's on the medium tyres. Shiren also coming through, but he's duking it out with Jocus. And there's been a punt on Big Dan as Jocus goes through. Not quite. Big Dan still holding ground, but Jocus is thereabouts. Jocus there now ahead as Racer Brown from nowhere on those soft tyres from the back virtually is up and into 2nd place. Big Dan then fighting it out with Jocus for the final podium position, and Jocus goes ahead with the medium tyres, and it's a bit of a bound. We're all banging each other. Silverstar then in the first place, then Racer Brown, then we've got Jocus, then we've got Pat. They're taking it in turns. Big Dan now slipping down to 5th, Flashman in 6th, Koikap is in there, Homesick Alien and Koikap side by side, but it's Koikap just ahead, and they're all on the soft tyres, so they're all feeling very fast as they get to the chicane, and there's a lot of cars trying to go through the chicane all at the same time, and my gosh, how did they all make it? Jesus, Racer Brown's taken the lead of the race ahead of Silverstar. Racer Brown on those soft tyres. Let's hope he can keep them in there. Keep him alive, I mean. Joker's also, he's on the medium tyre, so Joker's having an absolute cracking race at the moment. He's going for a move down the inside of Silverstar. Is he? Yes, and he's going to get it. He's going to get it. He's got it. So Joker's there. Cracking move. He likes that first corner. We've seen him pull a couple of moves now in that first corner. Silverstar then on the soft tyre, losing out to Jokers on the mediums. Pat's there on the mediums in 4th. Flashman 5th on the mediums. Homesick Alien with the softs just behind Flashman for 6th. Shiren on the mediums in 7th. Baz has moved up a few positions on his softs into 8th ahead of Koi, but Koi's coming back. No, Koi's still behind the Baz. Big Dan slipped back, unfortunately. Quite a way back. He's nowhere near him, and Snorlax also. I wonder if there was a coming together between the Lax and the Dan. I don't know. I'm not going to go back. Racer Brown leads with Jokers. Come on, cameraman. In 2nd, Pat in 3rd. Pat off to a great start here with those medium tyres as well. Silverstar is still in the action with Flashman on the medium tyres. Having a look at Silverstar. We're on board with Flashman. We saw Flashman and Silverstar come across each other in that second race, but this one is going pretty well. Pat's having a squirrel. Pat's off the road, and it looked like Silverstar also squirreling, and Flashman straightening him up, giving him a little pop up the rear, and Flashman going up the inside easily. Cracking stuff from Flashman. Silverstar then now is got Homesick and Shiren queued up behind him, and no one wants that. And Homesick boxing Shiren in there, but Shiren trying to find a gap, and he does. He does. Wow, I wonder if Homesick Alien gave him way there. Whoa. Flashman is seeing where Silverstar just came from nowhere up the inside of him. And Silverstar now back into 5th with Homesick Alien in 6th. Shiren's up to 4th now. Unbelievable stuff. What a pack. Mentality and Koikap coming in fast as well there in 7th. Baz is in the midst of all of that with Flashman. Oh, Baz is off the road there. Flashman staying, and he's back on the track again. And Big Dan's right there as well on the medium tyres. Snorlax on the softs, he's not getting that pace he wants. Oh, Flashman's off the road. Big Dan's up into 9th, chasing down his man Baz. Koikap's right there on the soft tyre, fighting with Silverstar, who's also on the soft tyre. They're chasing down Homesick Alien, who's now up and into 5th place on the soft tyre and off the road. He's back on again, and Baz is doing the same thing in the distance, and I think Big Dan did it as well. Unbelievable. They're all copying the leader. Racer Brown at the moment just building a distance between himself and Jokers, who's in 2nd. Pat in 3rd. They're on the right tyre, I'd say. Jokers and Pat could be on the right tyre. Racer Brown's tyres, he's very good. He's very, very good. He'll probably be able to look after his tyre, but we will see. Shiren in the action then, chasing down Pat. Remember, he's on the faster tyre, as is Homesick Alien, but they've got to make those tyres last. Koi Carpet as well on a very fast tyre, chasing them down in 6th. Silverstar also on that very fast tyre, as is Bazza. Big Dan's on the mediums. All he has to do is a waiting game. Stay with him, Big Dan. Big Dan. Going on fishing boat, Big Dan. Flashman in 10th. Snorlax starting to see someone to be able to race. He might be up for it. But Racer Brown at the moment leads from Jokas. And Pat's under fire from Homesick Alien, who's got himself past Shiren. So Homesick Alien making big, big leaps in the Alienware Fanatec. Alfa Romeo sticks to the outside and inside of Pat, and now he's through and up and into a podium position. This championship is going to be tough fought by these guys, but Shiren's on the medium tyre, so Shiren just has to stay with the Alien, as does Pat. Homesick Alien's tyres should disappear. Koi's next to come. Koi on the faster tyre as well. Would love to get a piece of that, and Pat loving to hang out that Alfa Romeo right to the very edges of the track. As Koi Carp then has a look around the outside, nothing giving there, gets back into the toe of Pat and has to wait for the first corner. Red symbol that's coming on the dashboard. Is that a handbrake? Is he handbraking into the corners? Can't be. Koi Carp then having a look up the inside of Pat for 5th place. It's looking like he's going to get it, and he's through. Pat down into 6th, but Pat's on the medium tyres, just has to stay with it. Stay with these soft boys, their tyres won't last. And now Koi Carp looking to get the move done on Shiren early doors, doesn't want to hang around, he wants to try and catch up with Homesick Alien. And no, Shiren's back and they've had contact, oh my word. And Shiren's off the road, Pat's up and into 5th, Shiren's gets back onto the road for 6th. Bazza's right there though. Bazza, winner of race 2, remember, is in the fight. Silverstar in 8th place, and he's got Big Dan hunting him down with those medium tyres in 9th. Flashman in 10th with Snorlax still playing catch up from the first lap, whatever happened. Racer Brown crosses the line to start lap 6, leading handsomely, a whole straight ahead of Jokus, whom is now being caught by Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien's made huge ground up on Jokus. Jokus doing a 33.8 last time around, and Homesick Alien doing a 32.0, and the tyres are not looking too bad for Homesick Alien and Racer Brown. They are looking at, I mean, they've saved the tyres till the end, and I bet it's the coolest the track's been, because it looks like the sun's going down. Koi Carp now up into 4th. Shiren, it might not be a waiting game because the track's so cool. And there goes Shiren up the inside of Pat. He sees an opportunity and he doesn't hang around. So Shiren up and into 5th. He's chasing down Koi Carp now, but Pat's in this fight as well. Cracking stuff. Bazza's catching him up with the soft tyre, and he can see all the action ahead of him. But it does look, the soft tyre is hanging in there. Big Dan in 8th place. In medium, Silverstar's gone for the softs, and remember, he's the tyre whisperer, is Silverstar, and it's looking good there for Silverstar. He's in 9th at the moment. Flashman in 10th, and Snorlax is catching him. Snorlax pulling a 32.9 out of his buttski and chasing down Flashman. Racer Brown then, dominant drive in this 3rd race. As Binko says, I think Pat needs reminding it was Lamborghini that started off as tractors, not Alfa Romeos, lol. You're not wrong. He's been doing a lot of off-roading, hasn't he? Jokus now under a real threat from Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien pulls out from the toe into the braking zone. Homesick Alien, it is as easy as A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. And that's Homesick Alien up and into second place. And Jokus just has to suck it and hope that Homesick Alien tyre is not. His tyres have not even bled a little bit of pain throughout this race. 7th lap, and Homesick Alien still donning a set of tyres like he has barely qualified. Jokus on the mediums, chasing him down then, and Koikar also enjoying that the soft tyres are not wearing out in this final race. I think the track being a little bit too cool. And that's really made the hard runners who've saved their hard tyres for the final. Is there anyone on the hard tyres? I don't think we are. No, so no one's saved hard, so that would have been tragic. So Snorlax has caught up Flashman. He's going for the move up the inside. He's on the soft tyre, and he is through. And it's a little pain for Flashman to soak up, but they are on different tyres. He can console himself with that. Then we have a Silver Star chasing down Big Dan. And Bazza. Bazza's getting very close to Pat now. Pat struggling in this evening race on the medium tyres. Grip has not been his friend. And the Baz is closing down on that position. Shiren in 5th place. Koikarp in 4th. Jokus in 3rd. Homesick Alien in 2nd spot. And I don't think there's much chance he's going to be catching Racer Brown this race. Racer Brown, consistent 131s all the way down the board. He's holding the fastest lap. His front left tyre is pretty worn though. Homesick Alien looking after his tyres like he's barely used them. He's done a 31.9, but he's not had the pace. He's had to come through the traffic, so he's not been able to do the pace that Racer Brown has done. And Racer Brown has pulled himself out an absolute delicious lead. Jokus, is he going to keep this podium? Because Koikarp is absolutely pelting behind him. A 33.2 last time around for Koikarp, 33.9 from Jokus. Shirendo looking menacingly behind Koikarp, a 33.0. A little bit faster as Koikarp's tyres slowly descend into madness. Shiren is right there to clean up the pieces. Pat struggling ahead of Bazza, and the Baz looking after his tyres also. And I honestly do think the track is cooler in this 3rd and final race, because these tyres are not wearing half as much as we saw in the first 2 races. And there's been some clever lads out there saving these softs until the end. And Bazza is all up and in Pat's business. Pat's got to dig deep to try and stay ahead of the Belgian who won the last race. So Bazza in the wake of Pat, looking to use the toe, then late brake into the first corner. Pat trying to close the door and make it difficult, but there is nothing to close there. And Pat swoops through. Bazza late brakes a little too much, goes deep. And Pat just swings by and says, all day, Baz, all day. Now Baz is trying to have a look around the outside of Pat, and he's tenacious in his racing. He's giving nothing away to Pat, and Pat is having to pull out all the tricks in his parlour. Koikarp in 5th, and Shiren. Did Shiren make a mistake ahead of Koikarp? Was Shiren behind Koikarp? I think Shiren was behind Koikarp, so somewhere along the way these two have swapped places, but Shiren now is under the cosh because Koikarp is bringing it wholesale. Shiren then in 4th, Jokus in 3rd. We'll cut back to that. This is the battle, and Shiren at the moment keeping his position, but Koikarp finding an absolute boost of speed out of the chicane. Cracking drive from Koikarp, and it catapults him ahead of Shiren as they start lap 10. Unbelievable. 2 more laps to go. No, 3, because they're only just starting this lap. These two are having a glorious battle. Oh, Jokers has lost position to Homesick, has he? Or has he already? Yeah, he already done that, hasn't he? Yes, I believe so, because Homesick Alien's chasing after Mr. Brown. Is he catching him up? Oh, Racer Brown did a 39 and then a 33. So something going very wrong in Racer Brown. He's thrown away most of that lead, and he's got a Homesick Alien heading his way. So Racer Brown might have to be cautious in the last couple of laps of this race. We're on lap 10 of 12. Racer Brown's tyres slowly going away from him. He's back in the 33s. Oh no, it's just that one lap of 39. Well, even a 33 isn't great when Homesick Alien's doing 31s. Joker seems pretty safe there for a podium. Great stuff. Shiren then is ahead of Koi, but Koi's there again on the chicane. We saw Koi absolutely pulverise Shiren out of this chicane last time. He can't do it this time, and it's Shiren in 4th, Koi Carp in 5th spot. What an absolute pelting race. What a cracker. Bazza then in 6th. He got his man Pat, who's back mowing. He's doing some raking in the sand this time, and Big Dan's going to catch up with Pat if Pat's not careful. Pat's got to keep his head. He's all over the shop in this race. Silver Star in 9th place. That's a great result for Silver Star as he gets to terms with his new wheel. Snorlax in 10th, but he's not been able to shake off Flashman. Flashman's tyres staying there. Snorlax tyres going away from him. They're starting lap 11. So it's this lap and one more lap to go. Racer Brown's tyres ever dying. Homesick Alien. He's kept his tyres in there quite nicely, and he really is starting to close up the gap to himself and Racer Brown. Joker safe in 3rd place, we say. Shiren, no chance of catching him, we say. Is that true? Joker's doing a 35.2. They've got to do this lap and the next. Shiren doing a 34.8. He's managed a 32 somewhere along the way, so if he can do some 32s, he can do some damage to Joker's and get himself a podium there. Koi Carp has been on it, but the last couple of laps, it looks like his tyres starting to give way to him. Oh, and he's out wide on the grass. And Bazza might get a position from the Koi as his tyres die down. They're going to be a bit dirty as he comes into this corner. And they stay together, but the Baz is closing in. Bazza looking after his tyres quite nicely as they start the final lap. Big Dan having a battle with Pat. He's got past Pat. Pat's nightmare continuing on in this race, with Silver Star well away from the fight. That is of Snorlax closing in. Flashman's right there as well. And it's Racer Brown then that's on his final lap. And he's still ahead of the Alien. Racer Brown doing a 32.8 last time around. Those tyres looking woeful as Homesick Alien tries to apply pressure to make the Brown throw off his Alfa Romeo. But there's no chance of that. And them skulls staring intently back at the Alien, and the Homesick Alien just has got nothing. He can't do anything about Racer Brown at the moment. Racer Brown too far ahead, and yeah, Homesick Alien needed a bit of luck to go his way after coming through the traffic, and Racer Brown getting such a good run on that first lap and finding himself in the top 3. And here he comes around the corner. It's 3 different winners. And what a first round that was. Racer Brown takes the win. Homesick Alien in 2nd place. Jokers, can he stay ahead of Shiren? Shiren's there, but it's Jokers that comes around. And my word, Jokers, take a boo, my son. Well done. Cracking stuff from Jokers. Shiren gets himself 4th. It's all points. And Koi Carp manages to stay ahead of the Baz in 5th and 6th. Pat's back ahead of Big Dan, so good stuff for Pat. Comes across the line at 4-7th. Big Dan gets himself 8th place. Silver Star, can he stay ahead of Snorlax? in the final corner. Silverstar trying his hardest to keep that 9th place. Snorlax all over him. Snorlax is having a look, but no, Silverstar gets it in the end as Flashman comes around towards the line. And it was so close between Snorlax and Silverstar when they crossed the line. And there is Flashman coming up towards the line. So Racer Brown takes the 3rd and final win of the round, joining Bazza and Homesick Alien, all as triumphants. And he did it on the soft tyres. I said the soft tyres wouldn't last, but these boys made them last. Homesick Alien in 2nd place, with Jokus on the podium. Cracking stuff. Shiren in 4th, ahead of Koikarp in 5th. Bazza getting 6th and a win, don't forget. So Bazza, great round. Pat in 7th place, ahead of Big Dan in 8th. Silverstar grabbing 9th, just ahead of Snorlax. It was very tight between the two of them. In 10th, and Flashman comes home in 11th. And we're only going to get to look at back of the cars, are we? Sorry. That is that's about as good a view as it's going to get. Why can't I look at the front? Yeah, that'll do. I was going to see if the oh no, sorry, it's not that one. I've got to take all of this away. There you go. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice shot. Yeah, I don't know if there's a table up. It was a while ago they raced. Tuesday night, wasn't it? No, I don't think there's a table up yet. I think the stewards are still pottering over a couple of the incidences. So, I've got no table to tell you. There's a golf round, golf cup round in the bag I've got to do in the pipeline, and that'll be happening sometime during the week, I'm sure. And we're going to have another round of the 4CST, and happy days. I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Toby Larone. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. Be kind to people, wherever you are. I've got nothing else to say. I think that was quite a long stream, actually. These races went longer than 15 minutes, didn't they? They call them sprint races. They're quite lengthy. How long did they go for? I'm not sure. How long have we been streaming? It just says 1 hour ago. Feels longer. So I was your broadcaster, commentator, Toby Larone. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you don't want to miss any of the action on YouTube. You can, we've got loads of socials. Just search for Virtual Racers Club. You'll come across us. Oh, that's what she said. Peace and love. Peace and love.